one local weatherman, Jeff Berardelli at Channel 8, he had a graphic a couple weeks ago that since over the last 50 years, we have twice the number of over 90-degree days.
Wow.
So the days when you were out on the ranch, or I was riding horses in Citrus Park, the summers are different and they're longer, and it's hotter in the evening, so we don't cool down. Boy, I wish we'd get some rain here. So
Right.
The climate is changing. So it's vitally important, an exposed place like the Tampa Bay area in the state of Florida, that we do all that we can to be more resilient, but also to lower the amount of pollution we're putting in the air. And that's another reason that combining land use and transit really helps. That will reduce pollution over time too.
It's so interesting to have this conversation with you because you're at both the micro and this international macro level, right? We can do all we can do locally, state level, federally to protect our environment. And I believe we're doing a really good job. I think there's an incredible amount of progress on all those levels. But what about these countries you see on the news that are dumping stuff into the water? I mean, what good can we do if other countries are just destroying the oceans and the environment? I mean, how do you bridge that gap?
We have to set an example, and we have to work with our allies. They point at us as a major emitter of greenhouse gases, so it goes both ways. But we can now point to our historic climate law, the Inflation Reduction Act. It's a little funny name for the most important piece of climate change legislation ever adopted, but it now is raising the game of countries across the world. And for many years, they were like, United States, you keep polluting, you're not doing anything to solve the problem. Now we're the leader in the world in helping to solve the problem. And I want a lot of the solutions to come from the Tampa Bay area and to benefit the Tampa Bay area. And that means lower electric bills because we break down barriers at the state level for solar power, that people can get this in an affordable way, that we work together to build more distributed energy systems.
It only makes sense that we would be at the forefront of this. I mean, on a heavy rain, we have flooded neighborhoods. If we have a hurricane that hits north of us, we have an insane amount of water pushed into Tampa Bay. I had water on my street. It wasn't even raining. And what I thought was, what if it was raining? What if that hurricane hit a little further south? I think it was Idalia was the one I'm talking about last year. But wow, we are right on that edge. We are right on that edge of a significant disaster. We have to be at the forefront of all that stuff. Maybe it doesn't matter so much in other states that are, landlocked or what have you, but Florida, wow.
Yeah,
if anything,
Garrett,
we should be.
Think about our neighbors in Shore Acres during that Hurricane Idalia. They, it wasn't a hurricane, but because it was high tide and there was some surge, they're flooded out. And now I met a teacher who lives in there. She inherited the house from her parents. She doesn't want to move, and where would she move right now with the cost of living? So it's helping those neighbors build up, and but we can only put so much money into resilience. We've got to reduce pollution. We've got to reduce the greenhouse gases that are changing the atmosphere, and it really is urgent.
If you enjoyed this clip, click here for the full episode and make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.